Hey y'all, hey, Erica with Time to Shrink. It is another new week, another Sunday. Y'all know what that means? It's meal prep time! Meal prep time, y'all! Today we are going to make chicken cordon bleu casserole, chicken pot pie. We're gonna do jalapeno poppers. We're gonna just make some bacon just to have some bacon. We are going to make a jalapeno popper dip, and part of that dip is gonna go to stuffing mushrooms, kids' lunches. So that's the plan for this week. Let's jump into it, y'all. Let's do this thing. I am getting ready to start meal prep, y'all. Dishwasher is full, but at least it's clean. So I'm gonna get that emptied, get all this stuff put up. I did go ahead and lay out some bacon. I'm just going to do 1 pan of bacon. I always start my bacon in a cold oven. So I'm gonna get this in and going, and then we are going to deal with the mess before we get actually going. Alright, I am just getting a few things prepped for a freezer meal that I have this week. I was going to make beef stew this week, but I decided just to prep it for the freezer. So what I'm doing is cutting up my radishes right here, and I am making these little bags that are going to go with my beef stew meat in the freezer. So when I'm ready to make beef stew in the Instant Pot, literally all I will do is pull these bags out, dump them in the Instant Pot, and I can dump the beef in the Instant Pot and then the rest of the ingredients for beef stew. So it'll just be super easy to have these little kits made up. And I had extra celery and carrots because those are going in my chicken pot pie. So while I'm prepping all my veggies for my chicken pot pie, I'm also prepping little baggies for beef stew for the freezer. We're gonna make some chicken cordon bleu, going ahead and get the sauce made first, and then we will do everything else. So it's 2 ounces of Dijon, a tablespoon of garlic, 1 full block of cream cheese, and 4 ounces of butter. I'm gonna do some lemon juice, some white wine, rosé is what I had open, and some chicken broth. And I will try and measure exacts as I make this, so I end up with a recipe to share with y'all. This is definitely gonna be in my cookbook, so we will be measuring today. Butter and cream cheese, Dijon mustard, garlic, chicken broth, lemon juice, wine, freak, and I dropped all over the floor. Do y'all see that? It's all over my legs, all over the floor. Nice. Nice, Erica. Just gonna add some salt and pepper. Alright, what we're gonna do now is see how liquidy that is. Oh, that's plenty. Okay. Taste. Okay, after I tasted it and decided that it's nice and garlicky and lemony, I am going to add 1 egg. It's just gonna help your casserole set up. So I'm just gonna blend that 1 egg, and then we'll be ready to build our casserole. Okay, y'all, we are now gonna make this chicken cordon bleu casserole. Last night I cut up 2 whole rotisserie chickens into bite-sized pieces, and I also went ahead and made the kids' lunches last night. Getting my kids' lunches prepped for the week and catching up on some YouTube. I just finished taking 2 rotisserie chickens apart and got a whole bunch of chicken that's going to go into casseroles this week. And then I am making some roll-ups for 1 kid. This is pimento cheese with jalapenos and bacon and 2 pieces of ham, and I'm going to just wrap them up like this and cut them into like pinwheel type thing. And then for the other kiddo, I'm going to do roll-ups with roast beef and cheese. That is what kids' lunches are looking like, y'all. And now we are going to dive into making the chicken cordon bleu. And then this afternoon, I went ahead and cut up all my veggies and kind of did some prep work, getting myself ready. And now we're going to dive into the first casserole. So I'm gonna make chicken cordon bleu, and I already put in this casserole the cut up diced chicken and cut up ham. So you could use leftover, like we're coming up on the holidays, you could totally use leftover diced up ham from your holiday dinner that you'd put in the freezer, or that you just have leftover and you need to make something with. You could totally make this exact same casserole with turkey and ham instead of chicken and ham. Just throwing that out there with the holidays coming up. Totally something to do with leftover turkey and ham. Great idea. I might be doing that myself. I just thought of that. Okay, we made our sauce. I just showed y'all a minute ago making that sauce while we were prepping, but just start pouring it over. I've got my little Hazel girl down here at my feet because she smells all this good food. Guess she thinks maybe if she stands here long enough I'll drop something, which I probably will, right? Let's be honest. Y'all saw my explosion a little bit earlier. Just want to spread that all the way around. It's going to sink down into all of the crevices. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take Swiss cheese. We're just going to lay them right over the top. I'm just taking about 1/4 of a cup of crumbled bacon and I'm just putting it around on the top of the Swiss cheese. Again, just because I have it and I think it's just everything's tastier with bacon. Y'all know that's my motto around here. This is another casserole that is so easy to half and freeze half of it, or make double and have a whole nother one to freeze. It just comes together so quickly, and when you make the sauce, you make it in the blender, so you can just make way more and then make more casseroles. Or half it, whatever. This freezes really well. So 1 casserole down. Let's move on to chicken pot pie, y'all. Next, we're gonna make up some biscuits really quick. So what we're gonna do is take 1½ cups of my Trim Healthy Mama. Oh my gosh. I'm making a mess, y'all. What's new? Let's try that again. Okay. So I want 1½ cups. I gotta clean this up real quick, y'all. Sorry. Oh my gosh. If y'all can see off camera today, I showed you the mess earlier. I just busted an egg all over my refrigerator. Anyways, I need 2 eggs for this. What I'm gonna do is measure all of my dry ingredients in my flour sifter. So I did a 1½ cup of Trim Healthy Mama baking blend, 1/4 teaspoon of glucomannan. You could use xanthan gum here. I just happen to have the glucomannan, but I definitely think it's important for this biscuit to do 1/4 teaspoon of one of the 2 of those. And then I am going to do 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, or you could just do a pinch of salt, but since I have this measure out, we're just going to do 1/4 teaspoon. And then we are going to take this and sift all of this through our flour sifter. This stage is annoying and I don't like it, and I often want to skip it, but you will get a fluffier, better baked product for any kind of baking that you do if you do go ahead and use the sifter. So, you know, let me sit here for 5 hours and sift this, and I'll be back in a minute. I switched from this sifter, which is the kind where you just like click it with your hand, to this one, which is what I usually use to strain things. I need help. Those of y'all that bake, how do I sift stuff that it doesn't take me 5 freaking hours? Like, I think I could have made the entire biscuits and the chicken pot pie in the time that I'm standing here sifting this stupid flour. Oh my gosh, y'all. Is there like a tool that makes it happen faster that I don't have, that I need? Because the handheld sifter, I really think it would have taken me like 5 hours. This one, I've literally been doing this for probably 10 minutes. While I'm doing this, y'all, I just wanted to say, if you are new to me, welcome. I've had quite a few new subscribers, so I just kind of wanted to reintroduce myself. And if this is your first time coming to one of my meal preps, welcome. I'm so excited to have you. I am crazy passionate about cooking. I always have been. And then my passion kind of transferred to keto-fying all of my like comfort foods, all of the casseroles and things that I've made for my family for years, kind of keto-fying them and making them to where everybody will still love them, but they are keto, which is what I like to eat for myself. So every single Sunday I have one of these meal preps and show you what I'm meal prepping for the week, and then the day before, so every Saturday, I like to share my meal plan and my grocery haul. So all the groceries I bought for the week and what my plan is. So what we're gonna eat every night and what we're gonna be prepping, so you'll know what's gonna come up on Sunday the next day while I'm prepping. And then every Wednesday, I kind of do a what I eat in a day, so a keto what I eat in a day while I'm losing weight. Y'all, today, as I'm filming this, I hit 100 pounds lost. Oh my gosh. 100 pounds down, y'all. I've lost 100 pounds. Like, I've been saying 99 for over 2 weeks, and I just didn't think I was gonna break it. I mean, no, I knew I was. I just didn't know why it was taking so long. I wasn't doing anything differently. My body likes to do that, bounce up and down, stay around a certain weight, and then it starts going down again for a while. But today, I lost 100 pounds. So I just wanted to share that with y'all too. If you are liking this video, if you like these kind of videos, I would love it if you would hit that like button down below. It kind of helps get my videos out into the YouTube world more. It really does, in some weird, funky way with the algorithm. And then I can share my passion with more people and help more people. I started this channel to help people, and when I get messages about how inspiring I've been, or motivating, or asking questions, any of that stuff, it just makes my entire week, y'all. It reminds me why I do this. I absolutely love making YouTube videos and helping and connecting. Helping is totally my love language, and YouTube is a way I can do it. Like, I still legit am doing this, y'all. Oh my gosh. Well sifted. I'm just stirring that around one more time just to make sure everything's good. We're gonna combine all of our wet ingredients. I've got half a cup of sour cream, 4 tablespoons of melted butter that has cooled off. We're just gonna beat all of that together, and then we'll combine the two. And then I just let the biscuit dough sit while I make the rest of my pot pie. Taking my wet, dumping it in. One thing about Trim Healthy Mama flour, y'all, is it has oat fiber, I believe. Hold on, let me flip that over. If you're new to me, Trim Healthy Mama baking blend is my flour of choice. I just think it cooks up better than straight almond flour, and it's already pre-mixed, so I really, really like it. But it's oat fiber, organic coconut flour, golden flax meal, collagen, almond flour, and glucomannan. That is all in this mixture already, so I may not have needed to add that glucomannan, but I have the other times I've made it, and it really, I think, helps the biscuit like air and heft to them. But what I was trying to say with that, I'm all over the place today. What I was trying to say with that is the properties of this flour make it very, very, like, it sucks up any moisture that you put in it. So if you are wanting to replace almond flour with this flour, you're going to have to increase your liquids, like, quite a bit, probably. But this is just, it really is my favorite product to work with. You can get it on Amazon, but I just get it straight from their website, trimhealthymama.com. They are a great couple ladies that run it. They are amazing. I love their cookbooks in general, and their products are super high quality and super clean. So I order quite a bit of things from them. I'll have to do like a Trim Healthy Mama haul sometime and show you what's in my cabinet from them, because their products, I trust them, and they're really good. So I'm gonna take this biscuit dough, set it to the side, and then we're gonna go back over to the stove and put the pot pie together. I just turned my oven on to 400 degrees. That is what you cook the biscuits at, so that's what I heat this up at. All right, let's go back to the stove. You get 2 tablespoons of butter melting back here. What we've got back here is a bunch of chicken. This is just a rotisserie chicken. This is probably 2 full breasts and a couple thighs of rotisserie chicken. We're going to use some Italian seasoning and some poultry seasoning, some salt. This is my veggie mixture. It's half of a cup of very small diced carrots, half a cup of small diced celery, and 1 small onion, all diced relatively small. This is going to go in. You can totally leave out the carrots, but there are hardly any, and I just think it lends itself well to this. So we're going to dump all of that in here. Let it start kind of softening. Then back here we have a cup of chicken stock, 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. Last time I made this, I had never made it before, and it was so tasty that I decided that not only did I want to make it again, but I wanted to write it down so that I could share it with y'all in my cookbook. I am thinking, y'all, that this cookbook is going to come out around the 17th or 18th of November. That is my projection right now. That is my hope. That is my plan, but it is not set in stone yet. But this is definitely going to be a recipe that's in there. It will be along with lots and lots of other yummy casseroles. This book is going to be all of my casseroles. Well, not all of my casseroles, but a lot of my casseroles, and lots of appetizers and sauces. With the holidays coming around, I wanted to share as many of my appetizers as I could pull together with y'all too. So this cookbook is going to be all things casserole, all things soup, all things appetizers, and sauces. So that is what's coming, and then I will have another edition coming sometime after Christmas with way more stuff. All right, let's get back to cooking. I'm going in with another tablespoon of butter, y'all. So this has gotten to the point where it's mostly all softened, so I'm gonna add a tablespoon of garlic, minced garlic. You can use more or less. We like garlic a lot. Fresh Jack's Italian seasoning. I'm just gonna do one little shake of poultry seasoning. So I would say like half a teaspoon maybe. Next thing we're gonna add is some softened cream cheese. It doesn't have to be all the way softened, but if it's not soft, it'll just take longer to mix in. Oh my gosh, that Italian seasoning and the poultry seasoning smell so, so good. Half a cup of chicken broth to start with. Now we're going to add, you could use xanthan gum here. I'm going to use glucomannan. This is 1/4 of a teaspoon, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on there, and then I'm going to start stirring. Stir, stir, stir. It's going to help thicken it, since we are not making like a flour gravy for this. The xanthan gum helps to start thicken this, and you just want to stir, 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 so you don't get one big clump of xanthan gum. 3/4 a cup of heavy cream, medium heat. And I can already tell that I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of this chicken broth. So that was a cup of chicken broth. Okay. We're going to do a couple pinches of salt and some cracked black pepper. I absolutely love black pepper in this chicken pot pie. I like a lot of black pepper. So I'm going to say a teaspoon. Okay, see how we're getting that little bit of a rolling boil? Once it gets there, turn it back down just a little bit. So we're back down to about a medium low. 3 cups of chicken going in. I truthfully wish I had more like 5 cups of chicken going in, but this was all I had left. I used the rest of it in my chicken cordon bleu casserole, so it'll be fine. We're gonna take our biscuit dough, and we're just kind of gonna form little biscuits on the top. That's what it's looking like. I've got most of it covered. This is going to go into a 400-degree oven right now for about 10 to 15 minutes, and that is it. All right, this I thought was going to be more like 12 minutes, but it was more like 15 minutes. I wonder if I need to do like an egg wash or something on the top of this, because it just doesn't look like it's browning, but I feel like they should be done. In case I have not dropped and messed up enough things today, I just tripped over my light and it shattered down here. Luckily it has this cover, so hopefully most of it will be kept in there. I don't know. Oops. This is what the chicken pot pie is looking like, y'all. I'm just going to show you real quickly because I've got to go clean up my disaster of a light mess. Okay, y'all. Next part of meal prep, we're going to do some jalapenos. We're going to do a jalapeno popper dip. Part of that we're going to stuff mushrooms with. Part of it we're going to put into jalapenos to make jalapeno poppers. And part of it is just going to be straight up jalapeno dip. We're just going to show you different ways that you can use it, and we will eat it all 3 ways this week. The kids will love it, so no problem. I just want to show y'all that it's easy to take one thing, like a spinach dip or a jalapeno popper dip or any kind of like dip, and eat it multiple ways. So stuff jalapenos, stuff mushrooms, turn it into a casserole. I like to take something that we love and put it in lots of different applications. So I'm going to make a big thing of it and spread it out a few different ways. Got my ground sausage finishing up back there. Once that's done, we're just going to knock out all these dips. I've got a ton of jalapenos. Y'all can't see the table right now. I've got a ton of jalapenos, so we're going to get to chopping these, slicing these, and just get ready. Okay, y'all, so for my jalapeno poppers, my recipe calls for 1 pound of cream cheese to 1 pound of sausage, 1 cup of cheese. and then you can mess with it from there. You can add seasonings, whatever you want. I'm doubling it so that I can use it in multiple ways. So what I do is I put my cream cheese in the bottom of a bowl, and then I put the warm browned ground pork on top of it. And when you do that and let it sit for a minute, that cream cheese softens really fast. Spicy all-purpose seasoning from Fresh Jack's. It's all organic, preservative free. Like, I really think this is probably my favorite of the Fresh Jack spices that I've tried. So this is an awesome addition. That way, instead of buying spicy pork sausage that's all like junked up and has preservatives and stuff that we don't want in it, we use an all-purpose seasoning, a spicy all-purpose seasoning, if we want a little bit of the spice, and we add preservative-free, you know, organic ingredients that we know and trust. So I'm adding about a tablespoon into this, and then I am going to get this stirred well, and then I'll add my cheese. If you could take the mushrooms and just clean them for me.
Okay.
Jason behind the scenes. Big, huge thing of Bella mushrooms from Costco. I don't know why I thought I should buy this huge one. I've got to find ways to use this all this week. So we're going to stuff some of them today. I'm going to put Jason to work. But I just wanted to say real quick, a tip for mushrooms. Do not wash mushrooms in water. Like, if you put them underwater, mushrooms soak up anything that you give them. So if you waterlog them, they're just gonna be nasty. They're not gonna ever be right ever again. You literally are just gonna take this damp paper towel, got my little off-camera assistant over there handing it to me. Literally, we're just wiping it off. That's it. I'm popping the bottom of it out, and the bigger ones I'm gonna stuff. The smaller ones I'm gonna find something else to do with. That's my plan. I'm gonna get a bowl and put stems in one bowl.
You're not keeping stems, are you?
Well, we may cut up a few of the stems to put in the stuffing. I don't know. If you want to be as low carb as possible, you want to grate your own cheese here. I'm just using the Costco Mexican cheese blend because we have it and it lends itself well to these jalapenos. So that is what we're going with. So you always want to wear gloves if you have them. Otherwise, that jalapeno pepper juice is very hard to wash off. And if you touch your eyes, even like 2 hours from now, trust me, I've done it way too many times. This, and you're kind of leaving some of the top stem just for looks. That can kind of look nice, kind of look fancy if you're doing it for a party where you leave the stem showing some. You don't have to do that, but that's an option. So what I'm gonna do is do that just because it'll look nice and I wanna get some pictures. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna slice all of them, and then I'm gonna use a spoon and scoop out the inside. That is my method. My recipe calls for about 15 jalapenos. It will completely use up the sauce completely use up the stuffing that is in my recipe. But, you know, jalapenos come in tons of different sizes, so it's not 100% accurate. If you have really little jalapenos, you may not use all your stuffing mixture, but it's no big deal because, like I'm going to show you today, you can eat the stuffing mixture straight up. You can heat it up with extra cheese on top. You can stuff other things, so it's not like you can't use it. You can even add it to like omelets or something. Like, don't feel like if you run out that you're like screwed and you have to throw it away. There are so many things you can use it for. Got all our jalapenos ready. I've stirred up my dip. So you're just gonna take a spoon. You just want kind of like a smaller spoon. You're gonna use your spoon in conjunction with your hands. You're just gonna mound it on there because I'm gonna wrap them, each one, in a full piece of bacon, so the stuffing will stay in. And bacon, because of all the fattiness, will mold right to the jalapeno. So you just wanna cover the entire thing and then just kind of squeeze it between your fists so that you don't see anything but a stem poking out. That's it. Okay, so you get it onto a lined non-stick foil baking sheet, or you could line it with parchment paper even, and you're gonna put it into a cold oven. I always like to cook when it's this much bacon. I like to cook it from cold. It just renders the fat out and gets the crispy exterior more so than if you put it in an already hot oven. So we're gonna put both of these pans into our ovens. If you have two ovens, I would put each one in their own on the top rack. Otherwise, halfway through, I would rotate them. So, you can stuff portobello mushrooms, you can stuff white button mushrooms, you can stuff any kind of mushrooms that you want to stuff. I'm gonna kind of pick out the little bit larger ones out of here and put my stuffing. What I added to my stuffing mixture, y'all, was just that sausage and cheese and cream cheese dip, and then I added the cooked jalapenos and the finely diced jalapenos and the finely diced mushroom stems, the mushroom stems. And then I added some of my low carb breadcrumb mixture just to help kind of firm it up a little bit. And then you're just simply going to take your spoon, just like we did with the jalapenos, and stuff them, kind of mound them. And then I use my hand and the warmth of my hand just to kind of push it down in there and mound them on the top there. Okay, y'all, so I ended up stuffing about 17 mushrooms. Again, it totally depends on the size of your mushrooms and everything like that. All right, y'all, that's the end of another week of meal prep. We've got our jalapeno poppers, we've got our stuffed mushrooms, we've got our sauteed mushrooms with the creamy cheesy sauce. Oh my gosh, Jason and I have been eating on these in the background. They are delicious. I am going to come out with a version of these for a Thanksgiving dish, I think. And then we have our leftover sausage and cheese that can just be used as a dip as is. That's what we created this week, y'all. That's what we're gonna eat on for meal prep. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I will talk to y'all again with another meal prep next week. Bye, y'all. I hope you have a blessed, wonderful, amazing week this week.